This beautiful 5-year-old Mary bravely stopped an angry lion from killing over 500 wedding guests in a day. Is it not wonderful? That is very wonderful. It all started in a wedding day. The wedding between James and Rose had been a well-noted wedding in the whole vicinity, that everybody wished to participate to the wedding. The whole people of their community were so happy that the both finally decided to wed on that very beautiful day. It was a Saturday morning, and the little girl, whose name is Mary, was with her mom in the occasion. So her mom was so busy that she couldn't hold on to the little 5-year-old girl. Mary's mother was involved in the preparation of cakes, decoration, and other things. So when Mary's mother left, she decided to explore the hall. As she was exploring the hall, she saw beautiful flowers, beautiful butterflies that made her look so happy. And she decided to touch every single one of them. She started with the flowers. She took some of them, used it to decorate herself, looked at the mirror and smiled. She was very happy with what she saw, and she moved on. From the flower to the butterfly, she ran around all the hallways, looking happy and touching everything she could. There is always a reason why children should be invited to a wedding. Mary's visitation to the wedding was not just a normal visitation. It was a miracle because she was like an angel to the wedding. All of a sudden, she saw a 2 feet tall bride and groom statue on a table. She looked at the statue, and it was so attractive that she needed to go to touch the statue. She stretched her hand, and upon trying to touch the statue, she knocked her feet on a table and collapsed on the statue. All of a sudden, the so-called statue fell on the ground and crashed into pieces. Alas, it was not a statue. It was the wedding cake. She had spoiled the wedding cake. The wedding cake was actually beautified and created to look like a statue. When Mary saw that she has damaged a very big cake, for that matter, she screamed so loud, attracting the attentions of everybody in the hall. That was when everybody got so angry at her. They started scolding her. They were scolding her, they were calling her names, and they were shouting, "Who is the mother of this child? How could you leave a 5-year-old little girl to roam around in this hall?" All of a sudden, the mother came out of nowhere. On seeing what Mary had done, she became so furious and started scolding Mary the more. She shouted at her and she scolded her more than every other person in the hall. That made Mary so mad that she started to cry. She ran out of the wedding hall in tears. She went outside the wedding hall and wept bitterly. When all these things were happening in the wedding hall, outside the town, very close to the wedding hall, there is an angry lion that broke out of the cage from the zoo. This lion has been causing havoc in the community for the past 2 months, and all the security in the community have been trying to stop the lion, but to no avail. At this moment, the lion ran out into the road, the public road for that matter, which led to people scampering for safety and hiding and running for their dear lives. Babies hid, parents ran away from their kids and hid differently, because the fear of lion is the beginning of long life and prosperity. You don't get it, I swear. So, this lion angrily headed towards the wedding hall where this little girl and over 500 other people are in. So, when the lion got to the compound of the wedding, it was as if seeing the wedding people made the lion more infuriated. The lion charged and ran into the wedding hall with anger. As the lion was entering the wedding hall, Mary, a little girl in tears, was kneeling in front of the wedding door, crying. When Mary looked up and saw the lion coming towards her direction, she screamed so loud, and this caught the attention of the lion. All of a sudden, the lion stopped. When the wedding guests saw what was happening, everybody began to scream, except 25-year-old Mary, who stopped crying and stood up to face the lion. This is very brave of her. Wow! That must be what the lion was thinking, considering that the lion shut up and started looking at the little girl. The little girl showed no fear. She stood her ground and looked the lion face to face. The lion decided to scare the little girl away by roaring. But the more the lion roared, the more Mary looked eyeball to eyeball fearlessly to the lion's face, standing boldly in front of the lion. So the lion decided to calm down. A few minutes later, it was as if the eye contact between Mary and the lion was a communication. The lion suddenly opened his mouth, and Mary did a very shocking thing that was considered to be the most heroic part of this story. She puts her hand inside the lion's mouth to pull out a white piece of sharp bone which had stuck on the lion's teeth for a long time. This was why the lion had been furious for the past 2 months, because the lion could not spit the bone off his mouth, and it gave the lion headache upon headache. And the lion decided to unleash the anger on the people around. If this is your first time following us, this is the Onana's Happy World. Please do well to subscribe, like, share, and comment on the comment section. The whole people stared in shock from their hideouts, and they were so shocked as to what was going on between the lion and the little brave 5-year-old kid. The wedding was turned to a drama. It was no more a wedding. It was a shocking movie going on between the lion and the little 5-year-old brave kid. A few minutes later, police officers trooped in their convoy with guns and ammunition. They were ready to take down the lion. They had received an emergency call to come and rescue them from the lion, and they answered very fast. When they got there, the police officers were also shocked at the scene, and they ordered with a loud voice, for they weren't going close to the lion or the event center. They stood very far, and they ordered, "Little girl, stay away from the lion. We are about to neutralize it. It has been causing havoc for the whole community for a long time now. It is good that we have finally captured it, for we have tried all we can, but it was to no avail. Now, you have to step back that we may neutralize it." That was when Mary opened her mouth and spoke back to the police officers. She said, "No, he is my friend. Do not hurt him. I will talk to him to follow you people peacefully." It was like a magic. The police officers were shocked, but they decided to watch what was going to happen. Suddenly, Mary went up to the lion and whispered to the ear, touching the lion's mane gently and saying, "Dear friend, please follow them back home, okay?" After Mary whispered this to the lion gently stood up, walked down to the compound, and up to the truck which the police officers came with. This truck is a truck from the zoo where the lion actually broke out from. The lion gently walked into the truck from the zoo as all the people around watched in shock. Even the chief commander of the police officers was so amazed with what was happening. Then the police officers drove off. It was remaining the chief officer alone. The chief officer went to Rose and congratulated her, saying, "My dear, you have done marvelous. You have done what we cannot do. For your information, the government has placed a bounty on this lion, and it is a bounty of $1 million for whosoever that will capture the lion, and it happens to be you. Now, you will receive our gift very soon." And the officer handed over a beautiful flower to Mary, and they both took a picture before he left. Later on, everybody came out to celebrate with Mary. They all apologized for scolding her, and she forgave them all. She hugged them all, and they took pictures together. That is what happens when you invite kids to your wedding. There is always a miracle when you invite kids to your wedding. Kids are blessings to us, especially to those who notice them. Few months later, Mary had been rewarded by the government. She also had been given scholarship to study in any country of her choice by the federal government. And she began to make friends with many of the rich and influential people in the community. Moral lesson: the things that looks like a disappointment to us can actually be a disguised blessing that we have not noticed. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment on the comment section. See you next time. We love you. Bye.